I did a video a while back for the Mark II for Gunship. This is actually the new Mark II Ground Attack unit. The ship itself is pretty much the same, has some new designs. There's a, can't really see from here, but there's a face painted on the side of the ship. And it comes with a few new add-ons as well as some upgrades for the new Afterburner expansion. So we'll take a look and show you everything that's here. One of the neat new little additions that they started putting into these packs is a rules card. And it explains how things work and what's new. Just a quick overview of that kind of stuff. Nice to have a little reference card. One of the first things you're going to notice up here is all these tokens. The original Mark II didn't come with any tokens. This one actually comes with enough tokens for this Mark II and the previous, if you had one of those. Even comes with the punch-out tokens for the other color combinations and the ionized versions on the back. But these are the old color schemes of the original Mark II. And it comes in the color schemes for the new Ground Assault Mark II. They gave you the fighter token, fighter squadron tokens for both the original and the new Mark II. And then, well, they're actually out of focus. Look at that. Across the top there is minefield tokens, which are one of the new upgrade cards we'll get to. If you're not playing with the tokens, or if you're still using cards for representation, we still have the flying and docked versions of the marker cards, and they're in both color combos. The ship does come in a different color on the reverse. You got your fighter squadron representation card, but again you have the tokens now, so you really don't need those. As with the other ships, you've got your carrier, you've got your fighter squadron chart. They don't come with the explosion markers to mark off your fighters as they're getting killed. But in the same thing, if you're using a Mark II, you're not using one of the original gunships, so you're going to have extras of those laying around. Same with the D12. I've actually put a bunch of my own D12s in my box to represent, to match up the colors, just because it's easier. I keep each individual ship, all the components, in a bag, so when I go to play, you can just grab a bag and everything you need is in there, including the dice. You get your ship hull with the 2 wing pods, and again, it's reverse color on the flip side. You have all your standard upgrade cards that were available in the other Mark II. Your nose weapons, pod weapons. There are a handful of new stuff. I think the defense turret was in the old one. Hover mines are a new one. They come with the Afterburner expansion. There's rules and stuff for them, I believe, on the sheet. And there's a couple new generators and things. Seeker missiles are another new one. And then Afterburners and raising thrusters are also new. And they have a use for the Afterburner game as well as the standard game. You have your shield cards. And then some more upgrades. I think these were all standard ones. Some carrier upgrades and things from the original. Those are all from the... I think ion missiles are new for the Mark II. I'm not sure if they were on the old Mark II. And then this was actually the promo card from the Kickstarter. This is the anti-fighter turrets. And there's a card that goes with these. Apparently I didn't stick it back in the bag, but there's a card that goes with these that explains how they work. And as with the older Mark II, you can see this is the ground attack version. This picture of the ship, and there you can see the actual face on the side. That's new to the Mark II. This is actually the packaging that comes with it. Explains everything that comes with it. And then on the flip side is, I love it, it's the operation manual. They did that on the other one too. But it has all your basic rules and how to use this and set it up as a gunship for your game. It explains some of the new upgrades that are unique to the Mark II. Oh, and real quick, I did want to point out the one problem I had with the old Mark II, and unfortunately it's the same with this one. The material that they printed them on, it's still pretty durable. I mean, it's a thick poster board type stuff, but compared to the boards that the original Gunship pieces came on, it's probably maybe a fifth as thick. So it is flexible. If you have a full-size laminator, it might be worth it to laminate them just so they get a little more durable. I've only had mine for a couple days, and already you can see there's a ding in the corner. It's gonna happen. It's just it's disappointing to see that they printed them on such a thinner material after seeing the quality of the components in the original set. The punch outs of the ships and things come on the same quality material that they made the boards out of on the other ships. But it's an expansion. They're cheaper than the original set, so I mean that kind of stuff's gonna happen. It's kind of expected. But I definitely would like to see in the future them reprint some of these on the thicker material that the original Gunship boards came on. Little thing in the long run, but definitely worth mentioning. Anyway, it's a cool addition if you're into Gunship. If you do play Afterburners, it's a bit slow. Afterburners is a new expansion to the game, which is based on racing. Though I have seen a Mark II actually win an event just because they decked it out with all sorts of stuff to make it just a beast of a ship. But always cool to have more options. Always fun to have multiple gunships. We always find in the if you're playing a full 4-player game, running one Mark II and one standard gunship on each side really makes for a fun game. I've also seen people play all 4 Mark IIs, which is an interesting setup. Anyway, there you are. A little bit extra firepower at the cost. I think you get an extra torpedo launcher on these at the cost of one of your normal weapons. So, great for attacking carriers, not so much for attacking other gunships or fighter squadrons. But it's a neat ship. I like it just because I like having the extra variety. And it's really neat that they threw in all the extra components for the old gunship, since they weren't out at the time, like the punch cards and the fighter squadrons. And I'd also like to give a shout out to the guys over there at Escape Pod Games. There was a lot of problems getting Afterburners and the things like the new Mark II out to the customers after the Kickstarter was over. So as kind of an added bonus to any of the Kickstarter backers, you had the option to buy extra things, and I bought, of course, a Ground Attack Mark II. Well, they threw in an extra Ground Attack Mark II to all the people for dealing with the delays and stuff, so I thought that was really cool of them. And just wanted to throw that on the video as well. And it came with all the extra components and stuff too. I have them in a box. I don't want to get them all out, but yep, so we ended up getting 2 of them, which is really cool. And then you can see they come in the different colors. Very hard to see, actually. The colors are very similar on the Mark IIs. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there as well.